Hello, everyone. Come on in. Welcome. Wow. Welcome. Ooh. I'm trying to spell it and put it all out. There we go. Welcome, welcome. So, for those who are watching the preview or for the very first time and you're joining, my name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love and life coach. I am not doing readings on here. So, that's the other thing I'm going to throw out here. I'm not doing personal readings up here. If you want a personal reading, down below is to book a consultation. And definitely we will get you in as soon as I have availability. So that's the other thing too. So if sometimes you might hit that I have availability that day, you might hit that I don't have availability for 2 weeks. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's all there is. So I was song is going through my head. Dun, 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 dun. Green alligators along the geese. So hokey back down about some chimpanzees. I don't know. That song keeps going through my head today. And it's the one. It's crazy. I'm just going crazy today. One of the things I was reflective upon, especially today and this morning, I got everybody's new moon readings out. So hopefully you all received your new moon readings. Those are out because I am teaching the angel alchemy class today. So I want to make sure everybody got their new moon readings out. So I got those done today. It just a lot of reflection I've been doing. And one of the reflections is I can remember when Trump got elected in and how I got to admit, I was on the bandwagon of the Orange Emperor and stuff. And so as many, a lot of us were. But as I got to reflect and as I saw things develop over time and saw what he was doing and looked at his chart and things like that, I got to realize that, wow, this is a true Gemini coming in here and not giving a flying shit about things, but listening to what he says and then doing my own investigation. That's the key. Doing your own investigation, doing your own search and your own soul search. Because when I started, when I was and I got on that bandwagon, then I sort of like, hold on here. I'm hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And from all different sources, from Jimmy Kimmel and all other night shows and stuff like that, and was watching those, and I was like, okay, there's something crazy going on here that doesn't make sense. And it just sort of brought in more of an awakening for myself. And as I started to really do those reflections and dive deep within my own self, and it wasn't just Trump, but in other aspects where I followed a narrative that wasn't my true alignment because for whatever reason. I followed a group one time and I was really wanted to be a part of their group, and it was an angel group, and I really wanted to be a part of their group. I did their markets and stuff like that. And then, as I'm there at one of the markets, my son says, "Man, Mom, this is everything that you teach. Why aren't you teaching it?" And it was funny that in doing that market, I really got my eyes opened where I saw um, whispers happening where a lot of people said, don't, you know, um, like, don't buy from her, be leery of her. And I'm like, interesting. And it was through another crazy time in my life with my eldest son and having breakdowns and stuff. But it was where I really opened up to a lot more of my own truth. Now, we go through this through our lives. Sometimes it seems like we're really awakening, we're doing our work, we're doing that, and then we follow a narrative, and then we wake up and say, "Wow, that's not my narrative." And that's with many things in my life. I've noticed that this isn't my narrative. This isn't my truth. And when I started doing more and diving more and more into the astrology, started finding more of my truth, more of my voice, because I'm like, holy shit, this makes more sense to me. And sometimes it's contradictory to what is happening on earth. So I'm watching the stars, I watch how things unfold, and I watch how the planets move and what they do, and as above, so below. And watching and seeing how things unfold before you, especially when it comes to the astrology, and you really step into that area. And it's not for everybody. I'm not saying it's, for everybody, but having an understanding that certain planets have a direct pull on us. And especially when it comes to the moon. The moon is very personal. It's our internal core. It rules the water, the tides. It rules how we feel. I mean, lunacy. So we have this energy that is around us. And when we start to pay more attention to it, we start to come to a realization of our own truth. And for myself, finding that and seeing that means that sometimes going with my own truth doesn't align with everybody else, doesn't align with what other people are thinking or where they are. They may be following the narrative of the earth, the narrative of what they're being shown by the muggle world, and following suit with that muggle world. And I can't judge them for that. I can't put them down, because I mean, I've done it also myself, and that's the key. That's the key to some of this energy coming in. This energy that we're coming into right now it's kind of odd, and it's kind of freaky. It's when I look at the chart and I see, with, especially today and as we're going into the weekend, that there's some gnarly energy that's coming in that can really take you down some dark roads, depending how stable you are mentally, physically. And I can see it because I know when things are really gnarly, that's when my eldest son kind of reaches out and does some crazy shit. And I'm just like, okay, things are not mentally stable out there. And we need to be aware of that. We're not needing to hide away from it, but we need to even be aware of it within our own selves. And when we're aware of it, then we can make the changes of it. When we own it, we can change it. If we're not owning it, we can't change it. And right now we're in a great energy of transformation and change. The key here is like, what do you want to change it to? What is that energy you want to bring in and change? Now we have this beautiful energy of these, and it's huge. Of course, the truckers going across Canada, and this whole energy. Now it's like, okay, yes, we want to bring in changes and end all mandates. Definitely, let's end these freaking things so we can get, you know, conversing and not going into separation. But we also have to know that there's others that are within this that may not believe it. So the power of positive thought, the power of prayer, the power of meditation is going to be so imperative over the next several weeks. And I'm saying this not to scare anybody, but I'm saying this to awaken you. If you're going around and you're always looking down, you don't see what is around you. I've been saying, in a few of my groups, that it's so important to be here on earth. It's so important to be grounded. When you're grounded, you're aware of your surroundings. You know what is going on. And that's going to be so important. That means you're not going to go down the crazy holes that are opening up, that want to antagonize you, that want to pull you down in some craziness. And I have a son who does that very well, because of his illness. And it's like, I don't engage. I'm just done. I just don't want to engage. It doesn't mean I don't love him or don't care about him, but it's like, that's not the energy or the frequencies I want to go into. That is not where I want to put my energies. Now, this is going to be so important because as we are wanting to make change, in making the change, that means there's going to be altercations. There's going to be where people are going to love it and people are going to hate it. People aren't going to like it if you are trying to be something different than what they want you to be. If you are not following their narrative, or if you're not following their policies, then yeah, they're going to be angry and upset with you. And then they're going to try and maybe react to you in some way. And sometimes it's in a negative way. And this is what we have to be aware of and prepared for. This is where we want to bring in unity and love, but yet there is some crazy energy that wants to bring in some huge divisions with all of this. And within the astrology, it's like, okay, as we have that beautiful new moon, that new moon is on Tuesday, which is the Chinese New Year, but it's also where it's getting closer to Saturn. And with the sun getting close to Saturn, it's saying it's Saturn at 15 degrees. 15 degrees in a fixed sign is very transformational. It's change. I have a Saturn at 16 degrees in Aquarius. So this is coming into what kind of changes do you want to make in your life? And where are the fears that you want to drop down? Because yes, we love the energy, and yes, we watch these beautiful videos and we cry and we really we empathize with it. But when the shit hits the fan is where things are going to show you where your true strength is. Your true strength comes in when things start to get rough, when things start to get crazy. That's where your true strength comes in, and that's where this energy is saying, where is your true strength? Where are your values, and where do they lie? This is fixed energy that we're heading into. It's Aquarius. We have Uranus and Taurus. That's fixed. We have the nodes in Taurus and Scorpio. That's fixed. So fixed energy is, if anybody knows anybody in a fixed energy, they're not going to move. They're not going to move very quickly. It's very difficult to get them to go in a different direction than what they want to do. I mean, Leo is fixed, right? So it's like trying to move a lion. Are you going to go behind the lion and start pushing the lion to say you go here? Are you going to try and go into the bullpen and tell the bull to go in this direction? Probably not. This is where we have to come to an understanding and negotiation. There's going to be a lot of negotiation that's going to be coming up, but we can't be fearful and we can't hide away. We're coming into a time where there is great change happening within the world. And there's a lot of people, a lot of energy out there that doesn't want this change, or they want the control. And this is where you have to come into your truth and come into your light and continue upon your frequency of looking at what and shining that light out and bringing in your gratitudes, bringing in your prayers, and bringing in your meditation, because not everybody's going to like what we're going to be doing. And that's standing up for our own freedom, our own sovereignty, to come into like, I am healthy, I am wise, I am sovereign, I am one with nature. When we're coming into that energy, yeah, there's going to be aggravation, there's going to be anger, there's going to be frustration, there's going to be where sometimes maybe blind rage is going to come in. Maybe not with you personally, but you're going to see it and you're going to be witnessing it. Sending out prayers to those guys that are doing what they're doing, they're going to need it. Because you don't think that the government is going to set in anybody in there to try and cause aggravation, to cause things in. When they bring in the SWAT team, when they bring in the army to try and really push people, this is where you got to stand in that love and that harmony and that fight for the freedom and peace. And sometimes it is going to be aggravating. We're going to be seeing things within social media. There's probably going to be a total blackout with it. They're only going to show the violence or what have you, but there will be a total blackout with this all. So making sure that you stay on a feed that you trust. Now, the other crazy things that are happening in the world right now, and it's kind of nutty. Yesterday, and the North Korea set off some atomic bombs, and all flights on the coast had to be stopped for 15 minutes on the West Coast because of this. And it wasn't, and they said this isn't a test. This is real. So you couldn't be flying if you took off at LAX or even Vancouver airport. You would have been heading into an atomic cloud. So they had to wait 15 minutes. So we have this craziness that's happening in the world. And that's why our prayers, our groundedness, our meditation, and staying into our frequency and light is so important. It may not seem like a lot. It may not seem like you're doing anything, but you are. More that you come into the higher frequency, the more that the changes are made. and it takes some time. It reminds me of the, in World War II, not that I was there, but maybe I was, but in World War II in England, the covens went out into the forest to raise the cone of power, to raise the power of protection around the island of England and the UK, to show that, to bring in the protection and the sovereignty. And that, I mean, that took a couple years because of the bombing raids. That took, determination of doing that, even though it might seem crazy, might seem dumb, but this is a time of gathering to raise our cone of power, to raise the cone of power, to bring in the transformation and change for all, and to bring it in all for the highest good. To bring in the blessings of love and light and true source energy is what we need to be doing and be repeating on a constant basis, and lifting it up to the Holy Spirit and asking for inner peace and a miracle. This is a year of miracles, but not the miracles that are kind of like coming out on CNN or CTV. The miracles are very personal and they were very transformational. Those are the miracles. Miracles happen every single day. The sun rises, the sun sets. You are here. That is a miracle. You survived the night. You are a miracle. You got up, you walked, you talked, you hugged, you loved. You are a miracle. All what we do and say and be is a miracle. And when we embrace our life with that way, we can start to embrace everything in that way. It's a practice. Is it easy? Not all the time. No. I mean, sometimes, yeah, that's why you're going to see the aggravation, and you're going to see a lot that a lot of people may not like what you choose, or they don't understand why you chose what you chose. But you're standing in your truth and your values, and your truth and your values aren't one to deem somebody else and make them evil. Standing in your truth and your values means that you stand in your dignity and in your love. And standing in your love sometimes means that it's not always going to be what other people like you to be. Sometimes they want you to bend the knee, but bending the knee that you don't get up and walk again. That's not what we want. We want you to stand up. We want you to rise. We want you to raise your head like a child to a mother, that you embrace that love and that beauty that's all around you and everything. And that's what we're going to be having to do, especially over the next couple of weeks. This February is a beautiful, energetic month. We have all the planets will be going forward as of February 4th, and we are going to be going in a forward motion until the end of April. So let's bring in that positive change. Yeah, there's a lot of other crazy aspects that are going to be coming in that are going to be causing economic change. So this is where, again, standing up. This is, again, looking at where you spend your money, where are you putting your money is going to make a huge change. So this is where we have this energy from February till April to make huge changes and to put that motivation into action. But remember, and this isn't this, not to be the Debbie Downer, or not to be, that person who brings in the doom and gloom, but you have to be aware of what's going on around you, and you have to be aware of your surroundings. That's being grounded. That's being grounded. That means that, yeah, I see that there's potential danger over there. Or I see, yeah, that guy's an asshole over there. I don't have to go over there and engage. I don't have to go over there and be a part of that. But I can recognize it, I can bless it, and I can move it on. And that's what we have to do. As we are moving forward, this is bringing in great change. This is Uranus, and the change can be very revolutionary. It can be very unexpected, and the changes can happen in very crazy, crazy ways. We are seeing, especially with that Uranus and Taurus, is bringing in new ways of growing food. I mean, there are places, I think it's in Norway and Finland, where they're using old factories and different lights to adjust to the different growing methods for the plants. And there's also where you have genetically modified plants that are coming in as well. So you have that other side that's coming in of growing food. So we're seeing things that are crazy and transformational. We're seeing things that are happening, and that's where Uranus and Taurus, being aware of it, understanding it, acknowledging where you are, what you are doing, and how you are interacting. Who are the groups that you want to interact with, and who are the groups you don't want to interact with? But that doesn't mean that, especially with the Aquarius energy now coming in, doesn't mean that you just shun the other person and call them names. It's like, okay, I understand who you are. This is coming in to bringing in respect, coming in to be in a non-judgmental way. And that's coming into a very godly goddess energy of truth and light. But it's a daily practice that we're going to be going in. So watch yourself. You're going to get triggered this weekend, and over the next couple of weeks over things that are going to be unfolding for us all, and the things that we're going to be seeing. And this is where the more light and love that we can send, especially to the truckers too in Ontario, going to Ottawa, and especially in other places in the world that's going on. We're going to see escalation that's going to be coming up over the next while, especially in the Ukraine. What does that mean for us? What does that look like? And diversions. We're going to see diversions, but there's something about a black swan event that's going to come in. I'm not sure what that means. That's Uranus coming in. There is some kind of craziness that's going to be totally unexpected, but we were not even expecting. So there's some kind of crazy black swan event that's coming in. So just an FYI, I kind of feel it over the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure. Black swan events are something that's totally unexpected that you don't even know what it is. So there's something crazy that comes in. It could be good, it could be bad. I'm not too sure, but it is with Uranus coming forward. So we're heading into some crazy waters, but we're heading into waters that are going to bring in some massive, massive changes, and in how things are going to go forward in this world. So I'm going to send you guys out with so much love. And if you are wanting to book a consultation, definitely go to thegurumama.com. And if you're wanting to be a part of the tarot workshop that starts on March, it's going to be every Wednesday evening. I have it on sale for $99, and it's 5 weeks. So, and there's still space in my Angel Alchemy class this weekend too, if you want to join me there. So sending you out so much love and blessings, and send out a lot of prayers to not only the truckers, but to the world around us, because there's some crazy shit going on, and we just have to be prepared. Blessed be everybody. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed one, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.